What's up, you guys? After Reaction. Today I'm going to be reacting to Season 6, Episode 1 of Stargate SG-1. So we're going into the sci-fi era, like the sci-fi channel era of the TV show. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. Definitely some changes because, you know, we obviously don't have Daniel anymore. I wonder if there's going to be any more big changes. I don't know. Yeah, I was supposed to record this yesterday, but I was like, I think I'm really low on iron at the moment, so I don't have a whole lot of energy. I've spent the last 2 days eating a bunch of lamb, so hopefully that helps. I'm feeling a bit better now today. But yeah. Sorry about this being delayed. Let's go over the comments from the Season 5 finales. Well, like, the last 2 episodes, that is. Okay, Tony, not only was that a great intro, but you got Shan to sing about the episode like the Buffy days. Loved that callback. Fantastic. Yes, I liked it a lot. Okay, for the latest news on the upcoming Stargate series, Brad Wright himself has said that the new series is probably dead. Oh. There is still a chance it will be made, but the chances are dying quickly. FYI, Tony or anyone else except Shan, if you want to see where I get my info, check out the YouTube channel called Goa'uld. They also have a website called gateworld.net. I do not recommend Shan check those out because there will be spoilers there. Well, I'm not going to, so thank you. So the sad news, we shouldn't lose hope yet. If you watched the latest video from Gateworld's YouTube channel, put out an hour ago, that's an hour ago, 2 weeks ago though, as I post this comment, you can see there is still hope and other options. Yeah, Shannon should most decidedly not check Gateworld, but I do get most of our site episode descriptions from there. Even now, many years after the show has been off the air, I still check Gateworld main page several times a week for new information. Well, that's cool. The heroic act by Daniel is in stopping the Naquadria from the exploding is based on a true event. It combined elements from 2 different accidents in Los Alamos, not Angeles, testing facility. In both cases, cores were accidentally placed in a supercritical state due to human error. The difference between Daniel and these real situations in life is the accidents were caused by men that sacrificed their lives. But this does not change the fact that they immediately acted to save their lives of everyone around them, knowing it meant their own death in a horrible manner. Okay. That's not good. Sorry. I read that and then I was fully invested in that whole situation, and then I heard a noise from my cats and I got worried for a moment. That is awful that happened to people. The demon core, actually horrific, yeah. Writers always think that being exposed to radiation makes you radioactive. It doesn't. It's possible to get radioactive dust on your clothing, which would require decontamination, but the Naquadria was still in its container, so that isn't likely. But if Daniel did have radioactive dust on him, he'd have been spreading it all over the base on his way to medical. I don't really understand how radioactivity works, but sure. Actually, that's not quite true. Radiation can make you radioactive if it's neutron radiation, which it is in this case. It can cause materials to become radioactive, so even if he himself wasn't, his clothes would be Any pieces of metal on him would be dangerous too. Oh yeah, they did say neutron radiation, didn't they? Never mind then. Well, there you go. Man, I should have said my second guess last week because I guessed Buffy and no one's gonna believe it. I believe you. Loved it. It was really well done. You know, it's sad that I don't remember my initial reaction to his death. I was a kid when I watched the show, so I genuinely don't know if I was sad or like you in complete disbelief. The thing is, like, the show, like, I feel like, you know, we've killed off characters before, but they've come back. Like, I have a really hard time believing that death is the end in a lot of these, like, in a lot of TV shows now. Like, I have a really hard time actually feeling death because so often it's just waved away by some ex machina and the character comes back to life. And it's like, why was I upset about it in the first place, you know? So I find it really difficult because I just expected him to come back. I don't know. By the way, I completely forgot, but last week you asked about the dub versions and if it was weird to hear different voices. It was definitely weird for the first binge since I grew up on the French dub, but I can't go back now. The French dub sounds too weird to me now. That's interesting. Yeah. Tony can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Michael Shanks wanted to leave because he felt his character was underutilized and sidelined for Jack and Sam. I can see Jack, but no way was Daniel sidelined for Sam. He got more stories than she did. I'm also side-eyeing him because I don't think I've ever read Christopher Judge bitch about his very sidelined character. I know! Oh my god! Can you, like, calm down, dude? Dude, I'm just saying, like, you got way more stories than, like, Tilk. I don't know, I've always thought the actor comes off as arrogant. Some guest stars have subtly agreed with this, and maybe even a bit greedy since I think it was also a question of money. I don't know, it might just be me. I guess you'll never really know unless they do like a podcast with like the original characters and they talk about these kinds of things, but I guess we'll never know. You're right, Michael Shanks felt his character was underutilized. That's the word I couldn't come up with when I was explaining it to his exit to Shannon after she watched the show. And you're also right about the fact that he still was most likely had more storylines than Sam and Tilk. But for what it's worth, I still liked his character and thought his ascension was well done. And thanks for the compliment. I almost fucked up the intro by adding a clip of 521 to it. Daniel standing in front of the gate. Omar dialed. Luckily, I double checked my stuff before uploading because that would have been awkward. Yeah. Loved the intro. But why not insert Tara Rothery? She deserves more. Yeah. I agree. Fair. I could have done that. Sadly, too late now. Cough, cough. Tony deserves a raise. Cough, cough. Tell Shaka, Lock, Mel, I do this for free. What the hell? Outstanding, Tony. Above and beyond. Standing ovation. And Shan, you prognosticator, you, well done. I mean, to be fair, like, he told me to guess, and that was, like, the only thing I could come up with. Just FYI, Tara Rothery, Dr. Fraser voiced Heimdall. Yeah, I was told about that, actually. This was not only the last episode of season 5. My cats are making noises. This was not only the last episode of season 5, but it was the last episode on the show's original network, Showtime. I do know this. That's why I've been going on and on about it being the end of an era and how we're going on to Sci-Fi now. Showtime cancelled the show, but it was picked up by Sci-Fi Channel for season 6. I will have more to say about the network switch, but since I can't do so without discussing season 6, I will wait to do so. Alright, well, there you go. Given what we saw happen last season with Daniel, I would like to make a suggestion for the show going forward. Would it be possible that you don't look at and include the DVD box set of a season on your shelf during the first episode of every new season for the rest of the show? No, I will always put the DVD in the background if I have a chance. But I don't look at the DVD. I don't know what I see orange. That's all I see. Like, I'm not focusing on it. I'm not looking at it. Like, I know that looking at it will probably give me spoilers, but like, I don't want to look at it, so I'm not going to. I believe everyone that's watched the show can agree that if you do look at the DVDs before watching the episode, you would definitely be spoiled. If you have already looked at the season 6 DVD set, you know exactly what I mean. I think as a reactor, you can appreciate going in with zero expectations. Absolutely. That's why, like, I always talk about how I hate expectations and I don't want any kind of spoilers. And thus, that's why I don't look at the DVD. Like, I literally just, like, I have them on my shelf, like this, like, stacked up. And I just grabbed season 6 and I just put it up there. Haven't looked at it. I just know that it's orange because of the colors mainly. Anyways. Also, let's, like, just say, like, cheers to my fucking stupid lights that aren't working properly. I do not know how to fix them. I think as a reactor, you can appreciate you going with zero expectations to capture your raw, authentic reaction on camera rather than being spoiled off camera. I do believe you appreciate having done this by the end of the show. However, it is your decision. I just like having it in the background. I think it looks boring if it isn't up there. I also want to point out that I'm saying the first episode of every new season, not because there are necessarily changes to every season, but to throw you off so that you don't know when they will occur and how many times. Yeah, fair enough. I'm gonna keep putting the DVD in the background, but I'm not gonna look at it. I haven't looked at it. Like, I just haven't. I don't know. I find it quite easy to just kind of zone an area out, if it makes sense. I don't know how to explain it. Okay. Sorry, but I have to disagree. I love it when you accidentally predict things right. It amazes me, and I, for one, don't believe for a second that you've seen all of this show. We hang out pretty much every day, and you are not that good at hiding stuff from me. I asked you to guess the custom intros before you saw them, and you did. Kudos to your guesses. I knew exactly what you wanted, and I delivered. You're welcome. The Buffy intro wasn't my best one. I think perhaps also not the worst. Side note, there were a few other intros that I had an idea for as well, but never really got into. Most notably with Friends, MacGyver, and one would have been kind of a gag with the actors, but all the shots were from different shows that they were in, or maybe not even them. I don't know. Just a thought that wasn't fully formed yet. Well, it was a lot of fun having, like, intros. It's going to be interesting seeing the intro that we have now. Is it, like, how different it's going to be? I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Daniel's response to Jack, that we shouldn't be running off to our allies to help every time an individual's life is at stake, and the fact Hammond says that we can't seem to get a hold of the Asgard, it's a bit of a lame cop-out. Daniel's death could have been avoided by doing just that, but real-life issues, of course, put a stop to that, since Michael Shanks didn't feel his character was going anywhere and wanted to be written out. Daniel's exit, to me, was epic. I love pretty much everything about the Ascension theme, and this show gives us which kind of is part of what I believe when we die. Although not in the way that it's shown in the show, of course. And this episode is one of my all-time favorites purely because it showed this in such a powerful way. I'm not sure where Daniel's off to, and maybe it's weird or depressive for me to say, but I sort of envy him even though he's just a character in a TV show. Well, maybe he's going to reincarnate and be with Shayera, and then meet Clark Kent. If you know, you know. You about the intros. You gave me the 2 that I wanted. Did you expect anything less from me? I liked it. What can I say? I knew you'd like it. Nothing but the best. The Charmed intro was the very first one I had planned. When I made reference in voice about having to wrap my head around one of the costume intros that I was doing, it was this one. I knew you loved the show, and it wouldn't be me if I didn't go out of my way for you to make an Charmed intro. You're welcome. Thank you. Notice how the end shot of the Charmed intro has the gate closing. I remember you telling me well over a year ago and by now that the Charmed intro had an iconic end shot of the door closing. Not only did I try and match every transition shot and Photoshop the Charmed letters, the actors' names are almost identical in color and the actual intro positioned on the screen in pretty much the exact same spots, and probably a bunch of other things that I did to make sure that this one was extra special. I made absolutely sure to keep the tradition to have the Stargate close at the end shot. As I said before, never underestimate the lengths I go to. It was good. I liked it. Yeah, kind of weird that O'Neill is so willing to put his life on the line for the Asgard after they've been unwilling to help us so many times. Exactly. But I guess that makes O'Neill the better person. At some point, the Asgard are going to have to give us something in return. Yeah. We're coming for you. Interesting side note, perhaps, the emotional scenes between Teal'c and Sam were perhaps not that difficult for the actors to perform. Amanda Tapping stated that there was a scene that was sadly cut from 521 where Sam and Teal'c pass each other in the hallway outside Daniel's hospital room and give each other a glance, but because neither Amanda nor Chris could stop crying because they wanted to use that emotion to enhance the scene, Sam came to Teal'c for a hug and started crying, and Teal'c would do his almost cry face. 521 and 522 weren't easy for them to film. Oh. Well, there you go. So I'm gonna just point this out. The Asgard haven't had sex in over 1,000 years, and they're all clones. I mean, they might still be my favorite Stargate aliens, but shit, must suck to be them. I was just gonna say there's other ways to pleasure yourself, but then I realized that they didn't have genitalia. Moving on. So I looked up some information on 522. They made little boo-boos while shooting a scene. At about 28:50 in the full episode, O'Neill and Teal'c are arriving at the door to the shield's generator, and before O'Neill talks to Sam's hologram, because the real Sam is down on the planet, we see 2 actors walk through a corridor towards said door, and Amanda Tapping is seen huddled in a corner trying to unsuccessfully stay out of the shot in order for her to answer O'Neill as a hologram in the next shot. Okay. Ha! I was thinking the same thing. Teal'c pushes a few buttons on the Goa'uld ship and opens the door. You'd think that these doors would have different access codes, but no. They're probably still the same, so Teal'c and every other Rebel Jafar, Tok'ra, and Tauri can just go wherever they want. It's odd that Osiris is asking her guard whether or not the signal he picked up is that of the intruders. She is a god. She should be all-knowing. The fact that the Jafar following her, or any Goa'uld, makes me question the intelligence of the Jafar. Exactly. Joseph Mallozzi has a funny vision for how the scene would play out if Anubis showing the brain implant to Thor. Thor, even should you succeed in implanting the device in my ear, Anubis, it doesn't go in through your ear. Well, my nose then, if you succeed. No, not through your nose either. Well then, where? Oh, fuck. They knew pretty late in the season they were going to make the move over to Sci-Fi. They opted not to go for a cliffhanger since some people who would be long-time Showtime subscribers might not have had access to Sci-Fi, so they wanted to give people some sort of closure, but not go full out with defeating the Goa'uld or anything. Instead, they ended it with a shot of the remaining team heading out for the elevator, a gust of wind, and the suggestion that a dear friend was looking out for them. Perhaps not the best ending for a season, but imagine having a cool cliffhanger episode and then not having access to Sci-Fi. Well, that's your problem, not mine. To see the outcome of the next season's opening episode. Remember, this was before streaming services, so it wasn't easy to get access to everything. I mean, yes, but you had to have known that, you were continuing the show, so you should have serviced that. I don't know. Another season done for its whoop whoop. As we head into season 6, we're going to see some obvious changes. No more custom intros, big sad. Are we getting a new team member, or is SG-1 a 3-man team? I think we're getting another team member. We need someone to, translate. I don't know. Can we get an Asgard on the team, maybe? That'd be cool. Put her in this little grey, put her or his little grey butt in the SG uniform. Could you imagine? Oh my god. No. I cannot imagine. Alright. Let's get into it. I wonder if they got to stay filming when they were filming. Or is this a new set?
SG-1 due back?
Hour and 22 minutes from now, sir.
When we get back, tell Major Carter I have a message.
Yes, sir. Incoming normal. Receiving SG-1's identification code. It's code red, sir. Looks like they're under fire.
Next. I've been shot.
Some sort of tranquilizer.
I presume Captain Hagman will need to be reassigned.
I'd say so, sir.
We'll debrief in 1 hour. Dismissed. Oh, Major. I got a call this morning from Area 51. It's stuck.
What's done? Well, I said that we would get a new general. It doesn't look like we have. I'm hoping that this opens up Tilt's character, like we get more Tilt-focused story. That's what I'm hoping for, at least, because he's been very underutilized, and we all know it.
As soon as it was completed.
Wow, you're way ahead of schedule.
Very impressive. Thank you.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
Dr. Larry Murphy, Colonel Jack O'Neill. This is Teal'c, and this is Jonas Quinn, the man responsible for introducing us to the Naquadria.
In case there was some doubt about what I was just saying, no.
I'm sorry, to what exactly?
O'Neill believes you're going to request that we test fly this aircraft.
Oh, yeah, of course. Sir, I wasn't around for it, but we're all quite familiar with your experience with the X-302's predecessor.
Are you now? Really?
Well, sir, I can tell you that this is a very different ship.
Sir, the X-301 was a modified glider. Now, Now, while many of the 302 systems were retro-engineered from Goa'uld technology, it is entirely human-built.
So is the Titanic.
Sir, this could be the most important breakthrough for Earth since the discovery of the Stargate.
Why's that? It's got 4 different sets of engines. Air-breathing jets, modified aerospikes for high altitude, and a rocket booster.
You said 4, right?
The 4th engine is a hyperspace window generator.
Even Goa'uld gliders are not capable of entering hyperspace.
That's because they're too small to carry the Goa'uld version of the generator.
Ours are much more compact.
Because of the Nequadria. Jonas, this was all made possible because of you. If this performs the way it was designed to, the X-302 will be the first human-built spacecraft capable of interstellar travel.
Wow.
Ah, Jack, come in. Colonel, you know Colonel Chekhov, the Russian envoy to the SG.
Chekhov.
We've met.
Do you have a
Colonel
gun?
Chekhov feels that as a symbol of our joint efforts, a Russian officer should be assigned to join SG-1.
Over my rotting corpse, sir.
Colonel,
I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
I said I would discuss it with you and that I was sure you would give it some careful thought.
And that I will, General, but I'm still pretty sure I'll say, bite me.
Colonel, would you excuse us?
So sorry. I'm sorry, General. You know I mean no disrespect toward you.
I know. I probably should have reprimanded you in front of the Colonel, but I happen to agree with your sentiments in this case.
Who decided every team that goes through the gate has to have 4 people?
No one says they do. But Daniel Jackson provided SG-1 with invaluable knowledge, linguistic skills, and in my opinion, a very beneficial viewpoint. One I think is important enough to try and replace.
But not with a Russian.
I agree, but my patience is starting to wear thin.
Rough.
I think I've given you a great deal of latitude lately, given the situation.
Sir,
Jack, you're off the mission list anyway until that knee fully heals.
Major,
Yeah.
realize I never actually thanked you for letting me see the X-302.
Well, General Hammond ordered me to invite you.
I'm glad the Nequadria is going to be useful.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Can I see the plans?
After all that happened to get it.
Yeah. General Hammond says I should give you anything you want regarding the Nequadria research, so...
He's a man of his word.
I doubt it'll mean much to you without an understanding of our science and engineering.
Maybe you can recommend some related reading.
Yeah, sure. I'll type up a list.
Great. Thanks. You know, Major, I'm as physically fit as anybody on this base. And I've committed to memory almost all of Dr. Jackson's work.
Everything?
According to the test Dr. Fraser administered, I have the ability to learn much quicker than the average human.
All very interesting information, but...
I want to join you. Explore other planets, discover new worlds, new cultures, help rid the galaxy of the Goa'uld.
I get the picture.
I can't stay here in this base the rest of
You
the
don't really have
I can't go back to my
a
planet.
fight with the
They don't
Goa'uld,
realize the threat that's out there. I can help them by helping you. I can also help finish what Dr. Jackson started.
I understand why you want to join SG-1. And I'm sorry, but... I just don't see it happening.
Why though?
Trust you? I believe it is you he must learn to trust.
How can he learn to trust me if he won't even speak to me, you know? He holds me responsible for what happened to Dr. Jackson. Tell you what, if I knock you down, you gotta talk to Colonel O'Neill for me. I'm okay. I wasn't ready. I'm ready now.
That is a lot of food, Teal'c. Are you okay?
Little snack?
I'm telling you, the universities of this great nation are getting a little lax in their admissions.
To whom are you referring, O'Neill?
I mean, I can be as diplomatic and open-minded as anyone. Hammond is insisting SG-1 needs a socio-political nerd to offset our overwhelming coolness.
Have you considered Jonas Quinn?
Now, I know you've been practicing, but I still can't tell. Is that a joke?
He wishes to join the fight against the Goa'uld.
He's an alien. He's an alien. Point is, I don't think we need someone else on the team. You, Carter, and I can handle things just fine.
You learn to trust me, O'Neill.
That's different.
I do not believe it is. Like me, Jonas Quinn may be an alien to this world, but he has vowed to commit himself to the cause of the Tau'ri.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean I want him watching my back in battle, okay?
Unscheduled incoming travel.
Raytac, what's up?
Take my tape, Master Freitag.
I'm sorry I did not come sooner, Jill. Dreyek is gravely ill.
No need to ask. Go.
I didn't know he had a wife.
Yeah, and a son, Ryak. They were banished from their home on Chulak when Teal'c defected. And at one point, Apophis actually brainwashed Ryak and tried to use him against us. Braytak's been looking out for them ever since.
So why didn't Teal'c just bring him here?
Well, Drake
That's what
wanted
I
to
said.
stay with her own people if possible, and Teal'c was away on missions most of the time anyway. He tries to get home as often as he can, but it's not easy for him.
You never know, would you?
Yeah, well, Teal'c's not exactly an open book.
Still, I'm usually much better at reading people.
Major! Why was I not informed about the X-302?
For example, it might not be that obvious to everyone, but this man is actually very upset.
How did you find
Nice
out about the
read.
X-302, Colonel?
That is not the issue. Article 3A clearly states
The X-302 has nothing to do with the Stargate.
the net quadria being used to power the hyperspace window generator was procured through
Unauthorized incoming wormhole.
What's up?
Apparently, nothing.
Nothing?
So it would seem.
That's a twist. So, what do we do?
We wait. And to my knowledge, no one's been able to sustain a wormhole for longer than 38 minutes.
Could whoever's behind this redial our gate repeatedly just to keep us from using it?
I've programmed the computer to dial the alpha site immediately after the incoming wormhole expires, just in case. We'll be able to recall our off-world teams and hopefully contact someone who can help.
It's still on.
38
That's not
minutes,
good.
give or take a few seconds.
How many is a few?
Okay, now we have a problem.
She believed in you, in the fight you have chosen.
As you once did.
How long were we to live like this? Are we all to die like she did?
Nothing has changed. The Goa'uld can be defeated.
As long as we must carry symbiotes, we will depend on the Goa'uld for our lives.
We will find a way to be free.
My mother will never know this freedom you speak of. She had no choice. You brought this upon her. You chose for the both of us. Now, as any warrior would, I choose to avenge her death.
Everything I have done for you.
And I am ashamed, for you have done nothing but bring pain and misery, and above all, false hope to countless Jaffa.
Then fire your weapon.
Hey!
We've detected an energy buildup within the gate. It's being transmitted through the incoming wormhole. We didn't notice it before because our sensors aren't calibrated to measure something this small.
The iris appears to be holding.
It's likely slowing the energy transfer significantly, but it's not stopping it completely.
Doesn't sound so bad.
Actually, sir, it is. The gate itself is one giant superconductor capable of absorbing huge amounts of energy. Now, if that capacity is eventually exceeded, the aqueduct that the Stargate's made up of will become charged and could eventually explode.
How long?
A few days, maybe less. We're calculating it right now.
Is there any good news?
Just bad and worse, sir. We're talking about a blast 2,000 to 3,000 megatons.
Enough to take out Colorado.
The resulting environmental effects could destroy all life on Earth.
There's worse?
We have no idea how to stop it.
Not so long ago, I was captured in battle, and Apophis took control of my mind. He made me believe that I was once again his loyal first prime, and I turned on my friends who trusted me. Were it not for Braytac and the right of Mount Saran, I would have died, believing that Apophis was my god. Whether he believed in me or what I have have chosen to do does not change the fact that I have never doubted your heart, Ryak. You need never win back my trust, my son, for you have never lost it.
There has to be a way to drain the capacitors.
Still sexy as ever, I've seen?
What are you doing?
Oh my god!
There's no point in building Naquadah reactors for Russia if there isn't going to be a Russia, is there? Pentagon thought you might need some help.
Not from you.
From you?
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll get a coffee and a donut and wait for the Big Bang.
It's just what I needed.
Major.
Carter. I just got off the phone with Dr. Murphy at Area 51. He says he can have the X-302 ready to go in 6 hours.
I thought it was weeks away from flight test.
Sir, we've tried everything else we can think of. Our only chance is if we can contact the Asgard. I'd like to volunteer, sir.
I'll go too, sir.
Sure you're up for it, Colonel?
Yes, sir.
I mean, they should
I'll
help
have
us.
transport prepped and ready in 20 minutes.
We've helped them enough. They owe us.
Chakra. Teal, it's been too long, old friend. It's fortunate you are here. I have brought word to Master Braytak so that he might warn you. Of what? The Tari are in danger. They are under attack from Anubis.
Huh?
I assume you were briefed on the way here? Briefly. The target is Abydos, that being the closest planet with a Stargate. And you do know that our theoretical simulations for opening the hyperspace window were done in space.
We know we have to leave the atmosphere.
We have to leave the ground first.
It'll fly, Colonel. I bet life on it.
You want to come with?
Love to. But I'm needed here.
Yes. Yes, you are.
You're missing the point, Doctor.
General, nab him in.
I wish I had one. Major Carter and Colonel O'Neill are about to take off.
That's what this is about, sir.
What do you mean?
Look, I'm no scientist, but I have studied all of the Goa'uld research done on the Quadrant. And as you know, Major Carter allowed me to see the specifications on the X-302.
And?
It's not gonna work.
Really? That's just what I was saying. Who are you?
Jonas Quinn.
Oh, the alien with a wacky Naquadah.
Naquadria. You are...
McKay, scientist, Earth.
The instability of the Naquadria increases exponentially as you attempt to extract more energy out of it.
Oh, this is even worse than I thought.
If you allow this test to proceed,
Son, this
sir,
is not just a test. If the X-302 fails, this planet will be destroyed.
I understand your position, sir.
It's not just my position. You stand to suffer the consequences along with everyone else. Now, if either of you have a more prudent suggestion on halting this crisis, I'm willing to hear it. Otherwise, I suggest we all go downstairs, cross our fingers, and hope Major Carter and Colonel O'Neill can reach help.
Cross our fingers.
It's a superstitious way some humans have of expressing their desire for good luck.
Really?
Ridiculous, huh?
Colonel, Major, this is Hammond. Jonas Quinn has voiced some concern about this mission, specifically regarding the instability of the Naquadria.
Sir, the simulations we ran anticipated every conceivable scenario.
You know, Carter, it's the inconceivable ones I'm concerned about.
The X-302 has hundreds of safety mechanisms to compensate for anything that can go wrong. Mission Command, all systems go from Abydos 1.
Copy that, Abydos 1. Good luck.
Well, here we go.
We have liftoff.
Climbing. Velocity approaching Mach 2.
10,000 meters.
Mach 3.
What's good from here, Abydos 1?
Abydos 1 over.
It's interesting that we've chosen to go back to Abydos.
Anubis has a weapon.
I don't know,
Uses
it's
one
like
Stargate to destroy another. And if my information
the
is
beginning of
correct,
the show
The attack has already begun. We cannot warn them.
/ movie.
That is why I brought a ship.
If the attack has already begun, a warning will do little good. We must find a way to stop it before it is too late.
I do not know the location of this weapon.
Anubis has grown powerful, but still only defends a small handful of planets. If one of those Stargates also cannot be contacted,
It is most likely the origin of the attack.
let us hope it is one of the planets to which I can remember the sequence.
Mission Command, this is Abydos 1. Do you read?
Loud and clear, Abydos 1.
Altitude 500 kilometers and rising. Velocity 40,000 kilometers per hour.
I'm entering the coordinates in the hyperspace generator.
Roger that, Abydos 1.
Godspeed, Colonel. Major, from all of us.
Thank you, sir. Let's do this.
Gauging hyperspace window.
Abatus 1, this is Mission Command. Do you read? We're still receiving your radio signal.
Carter?
I don't know, sir.
Mission Command, we missed the window.
Abatus 1, please explain.
The autopilot engaged and we veered off course at the last second, Mission Command. Should we try again?
Negative, Abatus 1. Return to base for further evaluation. Mission failure.
I hate hearing that.
Colonel, Major? Glad to
Well,
see
this
you
one's
okay.
stuck in space.
For the moment, sir.
They're still analyzing the flight data recorder, but it looks like a 605-3 error.
Forgive me?
It's the one after 605-2, sir.
The X-302 couldn't get a lock on its destination once the window was open, so it auto-aborted. It's one of the built-in safety features.
What went wrong?
The hyperspace window was unstable. We thought we'd compensated for the energy fluctuations emitted by the Quadria, but apparently not.
I don't think you can.
Apparently, Carter and I could have been torn asunder.
The possibility of that was remote, sir.
More likely is you just would have been transported to an unknown location with limited fuel, oxygen, and no way of getting back.
Can this problem be resolved?
Sir, we don't even understand why the problem exists yet.
You're lucky. There's no telling how much damage an unstable hyperspace window could have caused.
Bottom line is we're on our own.
Looks like we're gonna be leaking into the next episode.
How come you're not downstairs with the rest of the eggheads?
Not that you're an egghead.
Well, you are, actually. But in a good way.
I couldn't think down there. And they all kept looking at me for the answer.
Well, you do have a penchant for pulling brilliant ideas out of your butt. Head. Out of your head when we need them?
Not this time.
Well, you still got 2 days to work on it.
Sir, I don't think I could solve this if I had a couple of years.
Carter, am I sensing fear in your voice?
Yes, actually. A lot of fear.
Well, stop it. You're making me nervous.
What about you, sir? Any ideas? I mean, sometimes you have a way of seeing things at their simplest.
Maybe this is why you need
Thank you.
another new Daniel.
I'm gonna go eat some cake.
I think I'll join you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Anubis.
Looks like a hologram projection, sir.
Humans of the tower, your end of days finally approaches. There will be no mercy.
Come on, who talks like that?
Sir, this is Asgard technology. You must have downloaded it from Thor.
You will bow to my awesome power. There is nothing that can stop the destruction I bring upon you. Prepare to meet your doom.
Oh, please.
To be continued. Alrighty, well that was the season 1, season 6, episode 1, premiere episode to season 6. Right, so Stargate is stuck open, Anubis is attacking. Anubis? Looks creepy. What's that about? I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.